Are we back? Hello. How are we doing?
Let me, I'm just logging on to double check.
That's okay.
Buenos Aires.
What's that?
Or whatever you say.
Buenos Aires.
Buenos
Oh,
Aires.
yep, okay, we're back.
Yeah, so
That's
sorry
really
about that, guys.
weird. What happened?
Don't know. That's all right. And we're back. Sorry about that. So,
That was so strange.
we'll
Lucky
link,
I watched the chat.
well done. we'll link up these two streams somehow.
Part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, okay, that's right. So,
Bite-sized versions of Fate's Grip. You
You
can watch
didn't miss
this.
anything.
For a little bit.
You can watch this in 8 parts.
You didn't miss anything. Yeah, it's an 8-part miniseries. So, Thorum, you just very barely managed to cut through this very, very neatly without cutting yourself, but no one notices.
I'm gonna go back over to a moment. Gee, this stuff is really sticky.
Oh, I haven't touched it.
Me neither. Can I work on, like, caking the back of him?
As in, like, putting the web onto his back.
Just to, like, bound up his torso while we cut him free?
Sure. Just...
If I notice that, I'll help.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So, you... No need to roll with this because with the knowledge of how sticky this is, you're carefully now starting to manipulate this enough so that it comes around his torso,
It's
his
like
arms.
a straight jacket.
Yeah, his arms are bound very, very tightly, and he looks even more uncomfortable as he seethes through his mouth and his eyes. You can see there's a definite emotional change, and he's almost shaking with rage, but not saying anything else.
I'm gonna grab, if it's possible, let me roll for this. I'm gonna get 2 little tiny thin bits of web. I'm gonna make some cranky eyebrows on him. Gonna be so cranky, you look the part.
All right.
I stand him up.
A sight for sore eyes, but it's definitely there. You can see these. They're stark. They're very, very like sharp edges, and it is done. He looks very calm.
Why are you so mad?
Yeah, bro.
He says nothing.
Your eyebrows are just...
You mad, bro?
It's telling us that you're angry.
Why are you frowning so much?
He
Why are
just,
you always frowning?
just goes between you two and just looks.
I look at the orb and I go,
So as you continue, you finish that process within the next few minutes. There's now a hole big enough to go through, past the web, down the hallway, which, looking down, leads probably about 50 feet before it turns to the left and out of sight. The torches then become a bit more scarce, and the shadows become longer at that point as well. So it becomes a lot darker down this particular road. The rock that opens this tunnel up is the same as what you've been passing through so far. And you hear a shout coming from where you two, Rook and Gunnar, are, with Malestra shouting, "Do not go further without my creation."
that's right, the golem.
And the golem, then you hear the slight doof, doof, as it stands from its post and moves around the corner, ducking its head, and moves past into and just starts walking, essentially. Malestra turns to you two and says, "He will continue down and stop if he comes across any living, unliving or trapped."
Excellent. He's proved handy before, so are we continuing on the path towards the army then?
Perhaps. I do not know where the army is specifically, but they hopefully will come to us soon.
There was a rendezvous location, yes?
They may come from another path. if something has prevented them from meeting us at the rendezvous point.
And I think just pressing on then. Would you all agree?
Yeah, if Angry Pants over here is happy to lead the way.
Angry Pants?
Oh, you should see what he looks like now. Come and have a look.
Oh. And I have a look.
Apart from the knees to the toes, his entire body it's covered like a mummy's wrapping with web, and you see his hair and his face is covered, apart from eyes, a little bit of nostril and his lips, and he has these very weird, out of place looking bits of web that where his eyebrows should be, just arching very drastically. He looks very upset.
I can see you're in quite a bind, my friend.
That's Amara's exact reaction.
I have not heard the female laugh. It's distasteful.
I'm sorry. Did you just call me the female?
He doesn't look at you, Amara. He just
Hey.
looks at Rook.
Hey, angry face. Did you just call me the female?
She must be the worst of you lot.
I fucking whack him with my quarterstaff really hard.
Okay, all right. Just do me some damage, because that he's down, so
Yeah.
it's very likely to hit. I'll let it pass.
Very angry.
If he's incapacitated, is it an auto crit?
Although crit as well, you are correct. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Does that mean I double my dice?
Yes.
Oh. 11.
11. Noted. You slam it in the same place, and you hear this unusual crack as he just shouts, "Ah! Ah!" As he instinctively, you can see his arm trying to move to put his hand on his head.
I'm actually going to do that extra 1d6 of damage as well, if that's okay.
Go
the
for it.
radiant damage, so that's an extra 5 points.
Extra 5 points. Alrighty.
He does.
Just because.
And this is why I want this to end.
I can make this last a very long time.
Sadistic, aren't you?
I mean, you're the one that said you wanted to taste my blood, so who's this, real sadist here?
He gives you a slight grin and says, "The Kalashtar are more bloodthirsty than I thought, Michele."
Okay.
What a reputation your race is beginning.
Better than yours.
He silently starts to walk behind the golem, who's now disappeared around the left, but walks as quickly as he seems to be able to, but very easily you can keep pace with him. He's sort of,
I laugh every now and again, huh?
his knees are together, so
Okay.
all he's trying to do is just move his feet back and forth like this.
Can he can talk, can't he?
He's been
Before
talking.
he wanders off, I pull a bit of my ration off and I do feed it to him.
Okay. All right. I need for you to make me
Oh no.
just a dexterity check. As you're feeding him and putting your hand close to his mouth, he just strides forward with his face and tries to bite you.
That was a 15, 5, 20.
A 20 for dex?
That's, yeah.
Yeah, you pull back in time, but you do notice the intention.
You should not try to bite the hand that feeds you. Can't have you dying from exhaustion.
I'd prefer it if it means you are lost here, thought Havar.
This may be your preference, but it won't be happening.
Well then, by all means, continue feeding me.
And I take the morsel of food. Maybe I'd like for your wit to cool down for a moment. When you're hungry, you might be less agitated.
We shall see.
Yeah.
All right.
Continue on.
He continues forth. The pathway. Are you doing anything else in this room, by the way, before you go?
Gunner's still meditating.
Oh fuck.
Well, before you go, at the moment, I feel the last person outside of the room to go would have been probably Rook. So you notice that Gunner was still behind, just sitting and closed-eyed, having this interesting pose, similar to what Amara would have, and simply still.
Gunner, are you coming?
How long has it been?
5 minutes?
This whole thing took 5 minutes. Fuck. Okay. He'll get up in a huff. Yep, let's go.
Okay.
Would you like some food?
No, it's fine.
At that moment, Kips comes up from and onto your shoulder, and he says, in your mind, he says, I wonder, he doesn't really offer any to me. I'm here as well. Does he not see me as a person, as a being? I know you are very, very generous, but your companions, they don't really seem to take note of my existence. Is this a normal thing amongst other race kind, or is this simply an ignorance that has been forgotten? While I appreciate the valor that your friends have showed, and they do protect me inadvertently, but were I not here, I don't think it would make much of a difference. What are your thoughts?
I mean, have you spoken to them?
Am I allowed to?
Of course. You're your own dragon.
I was concerned.
About what?
Perhaps I was attempting to be on the same level as you when it comes to the friendliness you show and the communication you give. I was trying to imitate it, emulate it.
I talk to them all the time.
Perhaps I've been a bit foolish to think that then. I am allowed to speak to them.
Yes.
Can I accompany them? Or would you prefer I stay with you?
He'll pause for a second. Just be safe.
I feel you traveling with them for some time and their bravery and their strength, it would be acceptable, but I will, nevertheless. And at that point, he, for the first time in a very long time, lifts himself from your shoulders and your person, gingerly gliding with these unfurled wings that you haven't seen unfold in such a while. They're almost as long and stretched out as the length of his body. These leathery dragonette wings, and he sort of glides over in a wave towards Thorn. And you feel this weight on your physical weight on your shoulder. Instinctively, you look and you see Kipstrom on your shoulder, and he seems to just take his little tongue out, and you feel a little something on your cheek.
We didn't agree to kissing.
And then he falls up on this massive shoulder of yours. There's enough room for him to sort of tuck into this little collarbone area, and he rests.
Hello, little dragon. Have you come over because you like the coin I made you?
Part of the reason, yes. The remaining is my own business. For now.
Yeah. There are many, many priests of Edo and Shan who would be very excited to speak to you one day, if you should give them your time.
If you feel it's safe, and if you continue to help protect Gunnar, I will oblige.
I nod and I pull my cloak up a little bit just to make it a bit more comfortable for him.
Okay.
I look towards Gunnar, and I'm looking for... Does he look approvingly at what's happening here?
He's not looking.
Okay.
Well, Kips stays on your shoulder for now as you continue your walk. And
During
on.
the journey, if I could ask again,
yeah,
of
please.
Malestra, provide her with the hat and the awkward-looking sword. Personal identifier.
She looks at you for just a moment longer than more of a study of your face and this hat that you've presented her.
Nothing.
Okay. And she says that power for today has been exhausted. I can when the power is willing.
That is fine. I feel like
can-
I ask too much of you, as it has been for one day.
Not at all.
Can I see this happening?
Yes.
You know, I can do that.
If you're willing.
Yes.
And I'll pull that out then. Thank you, Malestra.
It is okay. If we come across any other item, and I do have the ability, I can do it for you. Are you taking the hat?
Yeah. Was there another one as well?
Yeah, it was a sword as well.
You want me to do
The-
that as well?
The sword that the Drider
Yeah.
dropped? Okay.
You want to do that as well?
I'm cautious.
Of what?
I don't want you to become overtired.
No, I can do this as many times as I want.
Then, if you're willing, yes. Thank you. I did not know you could do this.
Yeah, it's ever since I got this, and I point at the dragon mark on my arm.
Interesting.
It has yeah, I'm not really sure how it works.
Well, let's see it then.
Yeah, I'll identify both of them.
Holding both of them as you walk, you...
I'll make them levitate in front of me.
Alright, so both the items simply float just beyond your reach as you close your eyes, open them to make sure the path is clear and not and you won't run into anybody, and you feel immediately that the sword does not have any magical properties. It simply seems to be the equivalent of a greatsword, in fact, as this Drider enemy wielded it with one hand as a large creature, but any medium-sized humanoid would need to wield it in two. So it's a greatsword. The hat, something different. It becomes ever so slightly transparent, ever so slightly, and you feel that the magic in it doesn't come from the hat itself, it comes from the feather. But they seem to be needing to be together, as one needs to wear this item to teleport. And as this magic unravels, you feel this feather glow, and you know the magic to be one of teleportation. Once a day, the wearer can use the spell teleportation.
This isn't magical at
Let's
all.
grab it.
This one, it's very powerful. You can use it to teleport.
Teleportation. At will.
Once a day.
Interesting. I also collected these off of the dwarven corpse. I present the daggers to Gunnar. Do you think you could do anything with these? And I show him the what would be a trick. If you hold it like this, and take my hand away from it.
Do I, just assessing it, do I think that there would be a way for me to use the catapult spell and activate them at the same time?
To what effect? What would that look
So
like?
have it hit someone and pin them against a wall or something, an
Oh,
object,
I
or
see.
even just hold them in place.
I see. It does need for a physical hand to push that button.
Mage hand.
You could attempt it and see what effect it has. That's probably your best guess that a mage hand could do the trick, because you do control mage hand. So you could always give it a go and see what it does.
But it would have to be 2 turns. Actually,
Use it both.
See, look it up.
yeah,
But
I think I can.
your best guess is with mage hand is probably going to be the
Sure.
most efficient way.
Sure. I think though, I'll need to try some stuff.
If you think you'll benefit from them, I hand over the 3 copper ceremonial daggers.
Okay.
As we walk along, I'm going to ask Kip some more questions. Why are you so small? Are you young? Have you chosen this size? And most importantly, will you grow any bigger?
All very, very good questions. I'm a pseudo-dragon, which is a form of dragon. As though the species of human can be different. Species of dragon can also be different. Quite different. There are dragons. There are pseudo-dragons like myself. Different colored dragons. Chromatic and otherwise. These are different types of the same species. I will not grow any larger than this as far as I'm aware. I'm not young. I've been alive for quite some time. Pseudo-dragons and dragons do have different lifespans, but I don't know too much about my kin to understand what extra or lesser lifespan I have to them.
I nod and I say, that's a shame. If we could size you up, Gunnar could ride you in the aerial jousting. It would be a really formidable pair.
Oh, I agree. If there was any magical effect that would offer this, I would certainly oblige and accept such a companion.
How good was it when he killed that orc?
It was a very shocking time for Gunnar. I would probably advise not to bring it up too often. It's still something that sits in his mind heavily.
Nah, he'll be okay.
So I could do it.
That's what you believe.
Use it at the same time.
That's all I've got for now.
The way that that Kip seems to speak is very matter-of-factly. Very caring, though, are the tones that he has for Gunnar. You see that there is certainly history there. There's certainly a connection that doesn't normally just come from a usual meet. So there's layers to his matter-of-factly tone. You do get a sense that there's a lot of emotion that's either hidden or just doesn't come out using or during this species conversation.
I'm not going to dig too deep for now. I'm going to build some rapport.
Sure.
As we're walking, I would like to, every now and again, just practice my telekinetic shove. So I would like to just, every now and again as we're walking, I'd just like to practice using my mind like I learnt in the temple on my downtime. Shoving Alice with my mind.
Right.
Just to like practice, but also entertain myself.
Okay. So you'll
With
need
the
to roll.
intention of getting better.
Yeah, sure. You'll need to roll some percentage die then.
Okay.
So do that. Just so far, just do it 3 times, if that's okay.
When I roll a 10, that's like 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 15
Okay.
for the first one, so
Well-
real bad. 68. And then 32.
Okay. The second one, the second attempt, you focused. The first attempt didn't do anything. You didn't see any stumbling, or you didn't feel that force hitting him, and that got you a little bit upset. And so that second one, you really moved your mind almost to the point of realizing that you're back there.
Yeah.
And then you pushed.
Yeah.
At that moment, you seized that opportunity, and you noticed that there was a stumble, and not just any stumble. Valsa, because of how he's bound, completely dives down and slams onto the ground, and cannot do anything about it. He suffers.
I'll pick him back up.
He just suffers the 1 point of damage, bludgeoning damage, as his nose is the first point of contact, and you see the nostrils are just filled with blood, and you see it just gush down the front of his face.
I'll pick him up and I'll be like, whoa, you should be more careful.
Perhaps. And he simply continues as you lift him up onto his 2 feet again. The third didn't do anything. I think you were just simply a little bit too giddy with happiness to really concentrate too hard that third attempt.
I'm gonna I know this is silly, but I'm gonna continue to just use this time as effectively to practice that skill as much as I
Okay.
can.
Alrighty. So,
Not necessarily on him the whole time, maybe on some rocks.
got it. No one around.
No
you.
one else. No.
All right.
Maybe nah.
Cool.
Nah.
Alright. So as you continue your path, that sideways turn into the rest of the tunnel continues on, and it starts to form a decline. As you see in the far distance, the golem probably a good 60 to 70 feet in front of you. Within the next hour and 2 that pass, silently, perhaps let me know if you do want to converse within that time.
Anything? Did you hand me back that knife?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Did you want this?
Yes, I'll take that off you. I do think, though, we should tell the others.
Yeah, okay.
Did you hand me that?
Yeah.
I know Amara.
I'll float it over and just sit it on your head.
I know Amara might find comfort in knowing that we have this. And there could possibly be decisions to be made. And then, continue.
Okay. As you start to go deeper into this mine, the tracks that you had seen in the last room where you fought the Drider continue, and you can see these carts that are still on the tracks that are just simply still. Every now and again you pass some evidence of a small skirmish, which seemed to have been only weeks ago, or mere months. These bodies are rotting. Somehow vermin have still found their way to this point through little gaps in the earth, and cockroaches and rats and ants and flies are feasting on the flesh of these dwarves and drow. Some with spears through their chests, some with a huge cut in their neck or down their face, which ended them. One dwarf has a wicked-looking dagger shoved through the top of his nostril into his brain. You notice these carts on tracks continue until you get close to what looks like about nearly 2 hours later, this opening that appears to be widening, this gap that widens and simply forms a cavern in front of you. Probably, you haven't entered the cavern just yet. You're probably about 100 feet away. These torches still lining the walls but dim. And they get dimmer as you get to this opening. You can hear the sounds of a drip as though water from a cavern ceiling is making its way down onto the floor. From this vantage point, you can't really make out yet how big this space is. And during the trip, the golem only did signal off or let off one booby trap in the form of an enormous stone fist that seemed to just, with again another press of its foot onto some sort of tile in the ground, just let loose with a lever and slam the golem to one side, just showering the wall with rock. But as you watched, Malestra went up to the golem and reformed it, it seemed. Either healing it or just performing the spell again, that it seemed to be revitalized as it continued down the hall. That was probably about 3/4 of the way towards this cabin.
Posture check.
So as you get posture check, is it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
I do need to know that.
It's because I was like
No, that's true. That's true.
T-Rex thing over the table. While we've got a really quick
Please.
shout out break. John also subscribed.
Yeah, I saw that in there. It's
for
amazing.
6 months in a row. So
Super
thank
kind,
you, John.
very generous, John. Thank you very, very much. Amazing. The other thing that you notice as you're getting slowly towards this point, so that the cavern really does open up, are within, you see a familiar sight. In the very entrances, in the very entrance, you see web start to take place again. Wrapped up bodies of the dwarves and drow. You see, however, slight concave white and yellow things in the ground, forming like a large group around in sort of areas in the very entrance of this place. You smell acid and just this sourness in your nose. And then you hear a voice, an echo through into the hall that you're in.
Oh yes. Well, as we can see, we have we're right here, and through that path we have this other entrance, and I believe through that path we will have what looks to be the only known location of the face. And I do not know if this is the right thing, but I tell you that this is almost a certainty. As long as we can unbind from this, I really feel like this is the way to go. And you hear 2 or 3 other voices echo through. Oh.
How far away is this?
About 100 feet away is where the
100
cavern
feet?
opening.
Can we see them?
Dark vision? It's
No.
really dim at the moment. Who has dark vision?
No, I don't have it.
I'm gonna grab our bound prisoner on the shoulder and just silence him. Don't make any noise.
And he does start to say this louder than his normal voice. And what will you do?
As soon as he says what, I'm gonna clap my hand over his mouth.
Alright.
Thor,
He-
maybe I should do that because I'm immune to poison.
As you do that, however, he attempts to take a good chunk out of your finger and try and bite down on it. He's not hold.
Can I try and counter that with strength and just sandwich his mouth and
Yes, yeah, definitely. Let's do strength on strength check. No problem at all.
Ooh, strength on strength.
Would you call that cocked?
No, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm on your team. But...
Alright, there. 10.
A 10?
Oh, wait, hold on. From my angle, it doesn't look cocked, but it is between two numbers.
I think if you really need to
Roll again.
I apologize.
identify, it's
That's
From
alright.
my side, it did look flat.
It's okay.
You should have taken it
Should've
anyway.
taken it anyway. That is a 14.
A 14. Okay. Your other hand just clasps on the
Didn't
back,
see it with your own.
just gets on the back of his neck and just pushes. And with two hands, you are pushing his mouth in. There's no teeth that can override this hold you have, and you do not get bitten at all. He can't even breathe. Your large dragonborn fingers are up against his nose as well, and is pushing. And he just goes silent.
Just let him go when he starts like trying to gasp for air.
Yeah, when I feel him start to really freak out, I'll let him go.
Right. Takes a moment, but he just then starts to shake.
Okay,
I'm gonna-
I'll let him go
Sorry.
at that point.
All right.
The shaking. One more time, just.
In a lower tone, he says, "Very well."
He's so weak. I'm going to look at all of my friends, Molestra, and kind of like side glance the golem for a second. And then I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace
Mm-hmm.
on all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say to everyone, I'm going to check it out. Is that cool? I'm going to go find these guys.
I'm going to say it very quietly. I'll stay here with our prisoner.
I'll shadow jump out there. They hopefully won't see me. Yeah? Yeah?
Would you like some company?
Can you shadow jump?
No, but I'm quite stealthy.
I think you should stay here. Is that okay?
If you wish.
I'll message you.
Heard that before.
Don't know why I did that. And I'm gonna shadow jump towards the direction of the voices.
Yep.
But I want to keep obviously without touching spider webs, close to walls and
Okay.
within shadowier spots. So not dim, shadow.
Okay. You
Till I can see
sure
a silhouette,
of
whoever the voice is.
sure. You shadow jump right to the edge of where this really does become a cavern, and the cavern is not massive, not as huge as some underground spaces you've heard of before, but it's probably a couple of 100 feet in diameter. Large ceiling, and all of it is covered with this shiny white silk, wrapped up again, some hanging from the ceiling similar to that room you were in only a couple of hours before, others on the ground, and all of their essence sucked out. Their thin dry skin really does bear that fact. And these concave shapes that you saw from a distance now appear a lot closer. And these are in pools that are held up slightly by this thick web. And the pools are liquidy blue, a dark, sickly looking goo which bubbled warmly and let off this steam. And these eggs are half submerged, and some of them shake slightly, some of them are smaller than others. Others have cracked open, and nothing's inside. There's this yellow, pink yolk that seems to still be inside the lining. And there's as you count probably about 15 of these large pools, which then count into the maybe 100 eggs, hatched or unhatched. You're not quite sure what creature would come out of this. But then you hear it again.
Well, if we ever get out of here, then I know the face is this way, and then as we go further, we may actually take a left. We don't want to head to that mystical drow city that they say is here. But the archaeologists back home, they say that they are, and I would swear that on their research any day of the week. And you follow that voice, and you look up, and probably about halfway up on one of these walls, between the floor and the ceiling, wrapped up in silk, just simply bound, similar to what Valsa looks like now, but on a wall, is a small green verdin. And next to it, 2 other verdin and a halfling. Simply just looking towards this verdin that seems to be talking, and just excitedly, oh yes, no, oh wow, just heeding on every word that this person, this verdin, is talking about. Definitely not goblin. Doesn't have that facial structure. You know it immediately because you've seen it once before, or a few times before, but especially with Charm.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look back at my friends.
They're a distance.
I'm going to... Are they over 100 feet away?
Just on.
Just on. I can telepathically to 100 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever's within that 100 feet, I'll say to them in their mind, just remember, you're not stealthy if I'm not with you, so don't move. Stay very still. There's a couple of people on the wall. I'll get back to you in a second. And then... So whoever was closest, you can decide who got that message.
That would be Thorum, actually, because you went close to Valsa.
I relay it to the others. Pretty much exactly as you said it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look up at this verdin that's speaking, and in their mind I'm going to say, how did you get on the wall?
With a shocked look, this verdin starts looking around. Are you stealthing?
I'm I'm not moving from where I am.
Are you trying not to be seen?
Yeah.
Stealth check, please.
Okay. Sorry, maths is real bad today. 27.
Okay. Who's that?
Says that out loud, I assume.
Yeah, out loud. Who are you?
I'm going to say back in this person's mind, hi, I'm Amara. I'm just staying hidden for now, just in case you give away my location. I have some friends here. We're here to fight the drow. We don't... Yeah.
No,
also, stop it. Stop talking. Let me just give you the ability to talk back in my mind. Now.
Do they have to see you?
Out
Oh
loud.
yeah, they have to be able to see
Out
me.
loud, he said, how do I do that?
Never mind, you can't see me. Hey, just be quiet though. How did you get up there?
Hey, shut up.
No answer comes forth.
Even out loud?
Yes, correct.
You told him to shut up.
You can speak now.
Is it safe?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, but I can talk?
Yeah, but not too loud.
Okay.
Talk but don't talk.
How did I get up here? That was the question?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was put here. by the large female, quite attractive female spider ladies.
Was her name the Mother Matron by chance?
No, that they're just driders. I don't know if you've heard of driders
Yeah,
before.
we fought two and killed them.
Oh, did you? Oh. Well, that's a little bit loud. He said, "Oh, well, that's great."
Hey.
Yes. Okay. So, I'm sorry.
What are his friends doing?
They're just sort of looking around excitedly, sort of like a almost just ecstatic that there's another voice or that he's talking to someone.
What?
And he continues. He says, "I greet you. I want to know, are you here to save us? Why are you going to the drow? And why are you going to the drow? You really shouldn't. I hear bad things.
I can save you, I guess.
You what? Save us?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but also...
I'm Craig.
What?
I'm Craig.
I thought you said Craig.
No.
How do I spell that?
Kreq?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Cool name. I'm
thank
Amara. What are your friends' names?
Bo is the other Verdon. Just there. Klaxon is the one, the other one. Bo, Klaxon, and Mimi is the other one, the halfling.
Okay, well, say hi to your friends for me.
Oh no, thank you. I will. There's this person, and she's saying hi, and this echoes through the room.
Hey, how many Driders are there?
I mean the one that well, I've only seen one. She seemed friendly, but then she said she was coming back to eat us. And since then we've just been trying to get out.
But you've only seen the one.
I've only seen one. Not to say there aren't more, but yeah.
These eggs.
Yes.
What's in them?
Driders.
Oh, they're all Driders.
Well, apparently. Well, they've laid their eggs there. Yes.
So, like, should we set them on fire?
If you can do that. I don't have matches.
I do have a dragonborn with me.
That's helpful. That definitely that's something that is useful in this situation. I would highly suggest that they are not friendly, and that you need to destroy these.
All of them.
Well, I'd say for the majority, yes. Providing that
There's
you
no
don't like. If you like the Drider, though, if you're with them, obviously, I apologize if we have done anything to offend you.
I promise you, I'm by no means a Drider. I am.
No, I can imagine you're not.
I'm also not aligned with them. We actually have a prisoner who is a drow that worships this Mother Matron.
What's a Mother Matron?
I guess it's their boss.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like, if you had to, like, categorize a bad, I
Yes.
would maybe consider this to be a big one.
Like large, like physically large.
No, I mean like a big threat.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well. If that means that you need to save yourselves, then that's okay.
Any other prisoners here?
No, just us as far as I'm aware. Living, I'm sure there are many prisoners that are now deceased.
I'm gonna step out of the shadows now, okay?
Yes. Should we be afraid of this? Should we?
I mean, it
this a
depends
problem?
on your opinion of Kalashtar.
Kalashtar are great. Their ancient rituals and their religions are very well renowned, and
Hey, thanks.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm sorry. I don't. Should you bring your friends in as well, just in case they want to hear
I will,
this too?
but the reason why I would like to show you my face first is so that you can follow me with your line of sight, so that I can continue to communicate with you.
Oh, I see. Well, we can't really see in the dark too much.
Oh, even if is there a dimmer spot?
A dimmer spot?
Yeah, like less shadowy than where I'm standing.
It's all fairly dark here.
Never mind, I'll come back in a moment.
Okay. Well, don't take too long. If you're not aligned with the Drider, then be our friends, please.
Yeah.
We'd really prefer that.
I'm not good at making friends, but I'll try. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Gunnar you're a Verdon, right?
Yeah, that's what we are. Yeah, the three of us.
Oh, I have one with me.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
His name's Gunnar. He's really nice.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Okay, I'll be. Amara actually laughs. I'll be back in a moment, and then I'm gonna shadow jump back to everyone else.
Okay.
which I have to do. I have to like do it in increments. I'll have to do it twice.
All right.
It was really weird.
And Amara appears in front of you all. And there were, while you were waiting, there were definite sounds of echoey voices, and you actually did hear a good portion of whoever in that room is speaking because of that echo.
I have good news and I have bad news. Good news. There's 4 prisoners in there. We can save them. They seem nice. 3 of them are Vernon, actually.
Why are you looking at me for?
Anyway, one of them's a halfling.
You're still looking at me.
Anyway, so that's the good news. We can save them. They've also only seen 1 Drider. That's good news, right? They haven't seen more than 1, just the 1. There's bad news. The bad news is there's at least 15 Drider eggs in there. We should probably burn them.
Give me a whole sizzle. Okay.
Yeah, I think like maybe you should breathe on them
Okay.
until they turn into ash and die.
Okay, that's very specific instructions. But yes, let's do it.
Yes, but let's also be quiet because these eggs, I don't know how close they are to hatching. I also don't want to fight 15 Driders. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
We don't want to leave these guys here, right? If you have, like,
Is burning the eggs really necessary?
I think he's still a bit angry about the egg.
for a moment, Amara just like thinks, "Oh, the snake egg."
Rook is taken aback and
I can help if you want.
That would be good. But I don't want to force you into this, though, if you're not comfortable.
my concern is if we're burning eggs, that the mothers may be close by as well.
Well, here's some other good news. They hadn't actually heard of the Mother Matron, which leads me to believe they've probably never seen her.
I think he means the mother of the eggs, not the mother matron.
Yeah, but would that not be the Drider that we just saw? Maybe? She had babies in her back. They all ran at you. That did actually happen, Gunnar. You were just being spewed on.
Okay.
Lots of little spiders they came out. It's scary.
How big are these eggs?
They were probably up to your knee in height,
Oh,
and
cool.
probably about
Small.
they're probably about your
I'm 5 foot tall.
yeah your torso in sort of girth, I guess.
So we're sitting.
Hey,
They're about
Veltha.
my torso in girth.
Hey, Veltha.
Width.
Talking to the drow.
Yes.
Are they just gonna be spiders in there, or
They are just spiders. They are not the spawn of Drider are simply just their children. They're simple spiders. Poisonous, yes, but otherwise,
harmless?
well, I wouldn't want
Spiders. Spiders are good. They're good for the environment.
So are bees.
Sorry?
So are bees.
Yeah. They're both equally important.
They are, however, intelligent spiders, and they have a tendency to follow the mother into its
Do they know who the
behavior.
mother is?
For the majority.
How do they know if they've never seen her?
There is a particular instinct that these creatures have.
It's sounding more and more like we should burn these spiders.
They're alive. They're intelligent.
Yes. So
Yes.
intelligent that they would probably kill us.
Many of the
I mean,
things we've killed
a
have been
baby is
intelligent.
intelligent.
Including Parizo.
Yeah, but he tried to kill us. These spiders haven't tried to kill us.
And they never will.
The couch goblin just lost his shit in the corner. Look,
What if they can be reasoned with? Can they be reasoned with?
It is not been attempted as far as I'm aware. But as they hatch, they try and find their mother immediately. Therefore, they will probably be harmless if they hatch for you, unless they're particularly famished. If their mother hasn't returned to feed them in some time. Then,
Do you think
then you might be in trouble.
Do you think that the Verdant and the Halfling are
Food?
their food?
Yeah.
that's what I would assume. There's 3 Verdant, not just one.
Yeah, Verdant is the plural of Verdant.
Oh, I'm sorry. The alternative is we can save these people and just keep going. With the risk that if we do leave these spiders behind, that it comes back to quite literally bite us in the ass.
I am in favor of burning them.
You know that I don't like killing things unless it deserves it, but
I just feel like we've killed a lot.
I know, I agree. I don't like it. I've never killed as many. Well, to be fair, I've mostly beaten, not killed.
Yeah, you've only had one killing blow, I think, in this campaign so far.
What's this campaign you speak
This
of?
campaign that we're in,
You're writing a story about us?
Yes. Roll initiative. I'm conflicted.
Why don't we all just go and speak to these people and we'll make our decision then?
Okay, let's do that.
Rock, are you okay?
My concern isn't for the lives of the spiders. Apologies, Gunnar. It's for ours.
That's
and
fine.
The distraction we may make burning all these eggs.
I
What
understand.
may come for us.
It's fair. We can stomp the eggs as well.
If there's an alternative, then possibly. Let's attend to
Maybe
the...
we could just stab the eggs.
Let's maybe see if our new associates have been hanging out there for a while. Maybe they'll have some insight on what's actually going on in this cabin.
Well, they knew that they knew that they were like dried eggs. They told me that.
And our friend here says they're spider eggs.
Yeah, but can we trust him? Look at his eyebrows.
I'm gonna walk in.
This is always frowning.
One of the eyebrows now starts to peel off just for the pure sweat that this drow has by being bound for so long.
Let me just fix that up for you, Mouse. I'll just fix it up for him.
All right, and that becomes just as perfectly as possible.
I'm gonna take out my calligraphy set.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
And I'm going to color them black.
Oh, okay, sure.
So now they look angrier.
They do look a bit more fierce. Absolutely.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna walk into the room.
Okay.
I'm gonna signal to Kits as well to come to me.
Okay. He does pretty quickly. He's as he has been, and you had been noticing over the course of the couple of hours, he'd been checking up on you just to make sure you're in view. And so with that quick call, he was coming over immediately.
I will, once again, because I don't have dark vision, I'm going to use his ability to lend me his sight.
Mm-hmm.
And I will walk over to the nearest egg sack.
All right.
Is it moving?
This particular one, in this pool of bluish liquid that's bubbling and steaming, you can see it rise up and that sourness takes you even more. This one is just ever so slightly shifting side to side. There's a particular... This one's a bit larger than the others in this particular large pool. And it's submergence is only about a third or so. And you can see in the water that there are these pulsating veins, it seems, that seem to connect each egg to each egg
Oh no.
under the water. And they then disappear.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
Do I get anything from it?
All you hear, and you do sense something. Hungry. And 100 voices. These chittering just fill your mind and becomes louder and louder and more chittering.
So I understand them. I will try to speak to them telepathically, and I'm going to try and remember anything I can from my childhood, of my mother, and I'm going to just slowly try and calm them, just making general sounds that mothers make to calm their young.
Make me a charisma check if that's okay.
With advantage, because I'm half spider, right?
And we leave on the break with everyone knowing that Gunnar is now a driver.
I knew it. I wrote this. Day one, I wrote this down. No.
Just straight charisma?
Yes, please.
Let it out 20.
20 total.
20 total. Okay.
It was a 19.
As you emit these thoughts of calm and serenity, the chittering, the desperation in these hundreds of voices within their first homes, these eggs, dies down, becomes a whisper, then simply becomes a word: mother.
What are you all doing?
And with that, we are going to take a break.
This is that fucking scene in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Everything's fine. They're talking to Aragog, and then they all get flooded with spiders.
As Gunnar finishes that thought, we will take a 10-minute break. Thanks for sticking with us, and through the technical issues, we'll get to the bottom of that. Thank you so much for the subs. So appreciative. We will be back here at 8:54. 8:54. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
I look real bad from that angle.
We're back, or half of us are back.
I think that camera's better now.
We are about to get going, and we're just waiting on. Oh, hello, Rook.
Hey, we're back.
Welcome. Our last few.
Shout out to NBCDM who's like got us blown up on the TV while doing
How can you even
D&D
stand?
prep.
How can you stand looking at my face
Check it
that
out.
large?
Look at
Yeah,
this
I
video
know.
set up right now.
Like that is brave of you.
How cool is that?
I'm surprised your TV hasn't cracked or something from my
Looks so good.
visage.
You and I look so fucking unimpressed.
Beautiful.
I think so.
So
We're talking
good.
about these dragon eggs, or these spider eggs. Sorry.
So good.
Correct.
Are you Sheldon Easy now?
I am.
Did you change your name?
I did. I
Oh, well
changed
done.
it.
Aeoncraft just wrote, should I put you up on my 3 screens? I mean,
Yes.
I don't know if you want that.
I don't know.
That's a
Aeoncraft.
decision only for you, Aeoncraft.
You should do that. Yes.
I think a more attractive thing on your 3 screens would be you playing Slither.io.
Slitherio.
Yeah.
That one.
What is that?
I watched him playing that the other night.
Is it?
Actually, it's like a
snake.
Go on.
It's like I don't know much about it. It's like your snake, and you got to eat up. You got to not cross over your own tail and eat up all the other snakes and dominate the map.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
It's sort of a multiplayer thing. Super cool. What?
Preston was just being silly behind
Oh, welcome back. Huh? So Aeoncraft, do what you will, but make sure you know those 3 screens. Make sure they have a warranty, because my face lit up on that. Goodness me.
I don't know, which Michele are you today?
Oh jeez. All right, let's get right back into it again, everybody.
I'm number 3. I don't know which one that is, but I'm just going to say that.
Oh, I might just put the move back again.
Oh, there's number 9. The crying one.
In every world I'm crying. That's why Amara's such a moody bitch. It's my real life personality shining through.
She's that Michele.
She's that Michele.
All right. So, bringing it back in. Gunnar had just calmed the many spider-like voices that had been calling for hunger,
I'm a mother now.
and
Call me mother.
Did you say that out loud?
No.
I was going to say Jesus.
simply call out for mother in different tones, in different levels of panic and calmness. They all call. In the meantime, Rook, Thorum, Valsa, and Malestra. Malestra has now started moving closer. She's instructed the golem to stand fast, and it's on one of the sides of the hall leading into this cavern, and simply still, very camouflaged against the rock that it leans on.
It also has pass without a trace.
It also has pass without a trace. That's very good to know. So at the moment, who is in the cabin apart from Gunnar? Just you, Amara?
Well, I'd be looking back at the friends I've just named.
You've walked up.
I would come up, yes. Mostly I'm more interested in what Gunner's doing though, to be honest. And these 3 prisoners up on the wall. 4.
Okay.
Three.
Well, at this point, you can see the 3 Verdun and 1 Halfling that are webbed against. As you walk into the cabin on the right-hand side, this large circular space with stalagmites and stalactites coming up from the bottom and top of this room. You can then see now, for the first time coming in, on the very far end of this cabin, there are 5 tunnels, quite close together, leading away from this place. Large tunnels, probably about twice the diameter and circular as well, with these torches now starting to light up again from afar. And that's how you see them from this vantage point. Molestra comes up and also is next to you, Thorum, and starts to investigate these eggs separately. Not touching them, but simply closing her eyes and putting her hand on near one. She then almost dips her toe that comes out of a sandal into this liquid, but doesn't touch it. You then notice Gunnar simply closed-eyed, hand. Are you touching the eggs? How are you positioned? Just so Thorum gets a visual.
I'm just standing in front of it, staring at it.
Have you tamed them?
I think so. I mean, I don't think you can tame them. They're like us. They have needs and wants and feelings and thoughts. And other S words.
Are any of those wants to eat us in the immediate future?
They want to eat. They're hungry. But they don't know we're here. Not yet.
Look back towards Valsa. If one of these Verdun know the way into the tunnels, they might get to eat yet. And they head over to the prisoners.
Do I hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have names. I don't remember what they are, but they have names.
I think one was Crack, the other one was Bo, the other one was Klaxon, and the other one was Mimi.
Whoa, it's like you read my mind.
I can do that.
Okay. Hey Molestra, can you get your golem to maybe try and reach them? Is your golem tall enough to do that?
He can attempt to climb.
Or can I climb the golem?
That also is a possibility.
Can I shadow jump on top of the golem?
You can do that if you want. As the golem strides forth with Amara's hand gesture and slight words under her breath, this large rock figure stomps and causes the ground to shake slightly as it continues on into the cavern, right up to the wall about 25-30 feet away, where it's still probably about a third of the height of this cavern. And it simply stopped. It's not even looking at these small creatures, it's just there.
I'm gonna shadow jump so I'm sitting on its shoulders. Does it have shoulders?
You can probably sit on one shoulder. It's the neck
Oh yeah.
is just too wide.
On a shoulder.
Sure. And in a moment, you appear sitting, and you are probably now, if you went onto its head, within reaching distance of these things.
I'm gonna hold its head and just stand up.
Okay.
How tall am I?
From the ground,
From them.
from them,
What height am I?
your hands can just reach their feet.
Oh no.
And as you come closer, and as this golem comes closer, Krek, the one that's been talking, looks down excitedly at oh yes, this is good. This is good. Thank you. Thank you very much for saving us. That's very nice. We really appreciate it. Oh, by the way, we are from a group, a guild from out of Zilargo. We are the you can call us the old collective. We collect things, artifacts. We are archaeologists, and we go around and
That's cool.
we take stock of things that we find, and then safely, if no one else is taking care of them, bring them back to the museums and back in Zilargo at Trollenport. Actually, Korenberg already has the library, so though they're renowned already, but the
What's the face?
The face. Oh, the face. Yes. The face that oh, you were here. You heard. Oh, you heard about the face.
I mean, I heard you talking about it.
How long were you there? Did you hear much?
I heard you talking about where it might be.
Okay, yeah. In one of these tunnels, the face of Paz, may be in one of these. A supreme being, one that is, well, myth has it, legend has it, simply resting, and dreaming. But we're there to find it and ask it questions and
resting and dreaming. You say?
Yes. Well, that's what they say. That's what the old legends are saying. And this face is apparently protecting Morale holds. Well, trying to, as you can see, not doing a very good job. Probably because it's sleeping. If the rumors are true. Can we get down anytime soon?
I need to know more about this face.
Yes. Well, what is it that you would like to know?
Like, give me a. I mean, you talk a lot, so give me a really brief version. Of the history of this face.
Right. The face of Paz. Well, the face of Paz used to be just a human that came to the Morale Holds a long time ago, and she was known to be well, her name was Paz, as you can probably guess by now, and she
How do I spell that?
P-O and there's a Z at the end there. Pause. And what happened then was she really helped the Morholdians or the Morhols, as you probably know them as, and then they found more treasure with her. She had foresight, apparently, really powerful magic that helped them tell the future and help them defend their lands.
Like in the form of visions or prophecies?
Probably just visions. They had her known as an oracle of some kind, and then from there, they just kept her on for a while, and then she got old, and then she decided that she could live on in the form of a magical being after death. Not undead, not really. It's more of a spirit of sorts. So she seems to be somewhere in these tunnels, and she had been known to protect the dwarves from any invasions. Don't really know why she chose the Morale Holds initially to come to, but it just so happened, I guess. Was that brief?
That was quite brief.
I also talk quite fast, so I'm not sure how that went.
It went good.
Okay.
I understood.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Hopefully that was helpful, but can we get down now? Because it's not too comfortable up here. I swear we're not evil creatures. As you
Inside.
Can. Okay, sure.
Just in case.
Can we hear this from below?
It's echoing in the cabin. Yeah.
Near Molestra.
Mm-hmm. It's echoing in the cabin.
Amara, let the poor boy down.
24.
24? Okay, let me send you something.
Rook, I'm about to. I'm a little scared about standing on this golem's head.
You need some assistance.
As Vixres cries out, do you need some assistance? Perhaps we can throw some rope around their legs and pull them down.
I don't want to pull their legs off.
What?
Fair point.
I'm gonna, while you're doing your thing, Michele, I'm going to climb. Shit, I'm sorry for calling you that on stream. I'm gonna climb on its head.
Can I investigate the pool that Molestra is looking at?
Same one as Gunner, but yeah, go for it. There you go. Okay.
Do you want to get that? 19.
Mm-hmm. For the investigation?
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk around this pool, apart from the eggs, this stench of sourness and acrid, almost vinegar, like a strong vinegar smell. There's not a lot to them. You see these bodies around these pools as well. There's probably about a couple of meters gap between each pool, and each pool is probably about 2.5 by 2.5 meters in diameter. It's quite large, and even the eggs themselves seem to be quite well laid out, spaced out. Apart from the hardened shells that encase these so-called spiders, they all seem to look quite similar apart from the different sizes, but that's all you really gauge.
There's nothing I can see in these pools?
In the pools, the veins are visible. The veins, or these pulsating lines of some kind between the eggs, is visible. But apart from that, it's like a clear jelly blue type of...
I turn to Lestra. Do you think something's in there that's feeding these things? Keeping them nourished while they're aging?
She opens her eyes after her foot hovered over the pool for a bit. I doubt. I believe they are eggs of the dragon. I believe these spiders, I've heard, they have their own minds. I do not think they would harm us. But I have personally not come across them before. Just from what my magic has gleaned. But we should always be cautious.
In a pinch, could you set this cavern alight like you did previously?
As you say, in a pinch, I can. If we should need to.
And what do you think of these? And I gesture to the unusual situation that Amara's in.
They seem harmless. Why have we not let them down?
I'm climbing the head as that is said.
You have climbed on top, and your feet reach the head, and they
Is it steady to stand on?
the flat, almost flat head of this golem is very sturdy. There's really no need to try and balance yourself. It's actually quite a simple task for you specifically.
Okay.
I lift an eyebrow at her and Lestra. Have you ever spoken to Amara before?
Amara. When I have tried, I feel as if it is a one-way conversation.
Then I suspect it's probably the same for those version up there too.
We shall see. But
As in, that's probably why it's taking so long.
I am going to prove all you motherfuckers wrong. I'm going to pull out my knife and just want to start cutting them down.
okay.
Start cutting them down, but I want to make sure I always have like a hand on the burden so he doesn't just fall.
Sure.
Like I want to be ready to support.
Sure. All right. As you start to carve, I'll get you to make another dexterity check if that's okay.
Cool. Oh no. It's a 7.
A 7. Okay. So you're cutting the web off the Voden, and so far he seems to be coming loose. And then you thought you were just slicing through another bit of web, but you do forcefully strike downward a little bit too much. You do two things. You slice through his leg, and he gives a "Ugh!" and then that part of the web just becomes completely loose, and he starts to fall.
I'm gonna try
And
and catch it.
you try to catch him, but it slips away from you, and his like upper torso hits the golem's shoulder on the other side, and you hear a and then toppling down again, rolling, slamming onto the floor.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, sort of echoing through.
Thorum, can you heal him, please?
Yeah, that's no worries. I'll heal him.
Maybe wait until I've gotten them all down and then heal them together.
Sure. I don't heal him. I'm going to cut the all what remains of the spiderweb from him, though.
Oh, okay. So you go up to them and okay. Looking down, you notice that there's a cut in his leg, but otherwise he actually doesn't seem to be too bad. He's sort of okay. Oh well, that was an experience. Ow, 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 and he holds his leg, which is there's a big gash in it. It doesn't look too shallow, and he just holds his two hands and he sort of sits down, and you cut the rest of the web off.
We'll just wait until your friends are down, and I'll see what I can do for all of you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Is that hydrate?
I'm gonna move on to the next one.
All right. I'll get you to make different dexterity checks for each, if that's okay. So now you're trying to take down the being that's called Klaxon.
That's much better. That's a 16.
16, no hassle. Very gently, almost like just
Little baby.
yeah, basically just grabbing him and putting him down. He simply, thank you, and just in sort of a deeper tone to this creature, goes down onto the shoulder and then starts to climb down himself. Next one is for Bo.
15. No, 14.
That's fine, same thing. And then the halfling is the female halfling is next and last.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best one so far. 21.
Okay. Yep. No hassle at all. You learn from your mistakes and
better
gently
along the
bring
way.
down the other creatures, but you're still on the golem.
I'm gonna shadow jump now to the ground.
Okay. So you land safely onto the earth. Molestra walks over to Krek, and she asks him. She puts her hand on his leg, and you can see that there is some healing power that she has as well, and it seems to form a slight, not as clean of a healing as what you would do, Thorin, but it does have a bit of a scar at the end.
I was going to wrap a bandage around it, so it's better than what I was going to do.
Cool. She asks him, "What are through these tunnels, Krek?" Well, I don't really know. We came from the same direction as you guys. We just had. Well, this is probably only maybe it might have been a couple of days ago. We're pretty hungry, actually. I mean, if you have something to eat, something to spare, we would not say no. All of our belongings got taken by these spider women, and well, but that wasn't very kind of them. Really.
I thought you said you'd only seen one.
Oh, the spider woman, the woman, but yeah, she took all of our belongings, I guess.
Can I inside check that?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to get out 4 rations and 4 sets of wrapped rations and give one to each of the 4 of them.
All right.
11.
11. It just seemed like it was a bit of a
Slip of the tongue.
slip of the tongue. It wasn't anything. It didn't seem like anything too.
We'll call it a DM slip.
We'll call it a DM slip. Oh, thank you. And then he slowly eats it, not taking his time with it. He doesn't seem to be rushing, but he does. They all finish their rations.
While they're eating, I'm going to head up to them. So, Crack, was it?
Yes, that's right. Oh, hello. I'm Craig. I'm part of this archaeologist group. Had you not heard? Out from Zalarago.
Right, so
The old collective.
I see. So that's safe to say you have some detailed maps of this place.
Well, we did. Merle Holds is a capital city. Well, has a capital city. Krona Peak, this is it. Was it. Now it's a bit disheveled. So, I mean, I know the city off by heart, yes.
Have you heard of Tel Quell? Is that what it's called?
Tel Nakel.
Yeah.
Tell Nike.
Doing Ben's trick.
It was pretty good.
Well, I mean, the old collective studies many things, and the Drow cities are certainly one of the more fascinating things that they come up with that we read. Now, a few travelers go in and out of these places, probably enter as adventurers, exit as slaves, sort of thing, to get sold. And then the tales happen through that. But no, not really sure where Tel Nakel is. Heard it's somewhere close by, and when I say close by, maybe a while. But further down from the Dwarven city by far.
Oh, so specifically, you do not know the way.
In actual fact, no.
I stand up and I turn to a bound prisoner. I say, "You live another day, it seems."
Valsa turns to you with very angry-looking eyes, but angry-looking eyebrows, but eyes of just uncaring nature, and he says, "Yes, well, it seems the case, doesn't it? How lucky am I?"
Should I hit him again?
Valfa, do these eggs have to stay in the pool to stay alive?
The waters within these eggs, the waters that they are submerged in, they help them survive, yes. The
Oh.
veins you see between these eggs bring them the liquids, connecting
So removing
them. Removing will kill the egg. The spiders within the eggs, yes.
Let's do that.
Oh, I don't want to.
I turn to the other and say, "We should consider too that by freeing these four, we are taking the food that these eggs were going to eat when they hatched. Would it not be better for them to die quickly here than to hatch into this cold cave and starve to death?"
Yeah.
Nalestra turns and says, "That is more humane, I guess, if we were to choose one or the other. A fiery death is quick as well, and you could have seen my potency with this."
If we must dispatch of them, I'd prefer to cut their nourishment. As again, though your skill with the flame is something to behold, it could attract attention.
Very well, I agree. It was not my first choice. I would prefer to keep that spell on hand anyway, in case we come up against this
Their mothers?
matron mother. Unleashing that would certainly prove useful.
What do you think, Anna?
He doesn't say anything. But he does look very disturbed.
May I ask, why the hesitation?
You talking to me? They're just kids.
They are a creature driven by instinct as well. One that's...
No, they're intelligent.
And of the ones we've killed along the way?
I don't remember killing any children. Do you?
Last I remember maybe killing an innocent. And the jousting.
Who?
The orc.
That was an accident.
Call it what you will, but it's still a life taken.
Does that mean I have to go around and kill every person I see now?
No. But
So
where we
only
are,
taking life when it suits you then?
where we are is quite dangerous.
Yeah.
We don't have the luxury of protecting everything that we come across. What they say, Amara and Thorum, it's true enough. We leave them here, we go on our way, and yes, we could be facing peril later. Everything in here is almost out to kill us.
Amara's right about you.
In what way?
He walks away.
Whoa.
And he must be his 9-year-old self now.
I'm gonna,
Did we both hear that happen?
I'm gonna turn to Molester and say, "Can you cut the stem?" And I gesture to the veins connecting the different eggs.
They are connected in several ways. I would need to take some time.
How much time?
The 15 pools, perhaps an hour, to cut each connection.
And if I help?
Severing will take half the time.
I'm gonna pull out my dagger and
Before you do so, Thorum, Molester, are you certain that these creatures have no danger to us?
That they cause no danger.
To us? You mentioned it by the pool.
It is not an assurance, look, but children, like Gunnar has said, they are driven by instinct. A human child born will certainly cry out of instinct for its parent. That is its instinct. It is not an evil cry. It is not a good cry. It is a survival cry.
I'm gonna
These
turn,
creatures are the same.
I'm gonna turn to Rook and say, I don't suggest we kill them because I think they are a threat. I suggest we kill them because there is no food for them here, and we slaughtered their parents 3 chambers ago. They will either be born and starve in this cave, or we'll cut the stem.
There is another possibility.
We leave this one here. I point
Hey, no.
At whom?
at the at our balsa,
Ah,
our bound prisoner.
in that case, he
Oh,
doesn't.
right.
He doesn't
Not
say
you.
anything.
No, I thought you meant the Verdant.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Jesus.
No.
Molester shakes her head and she says, "May the best children survive. They may end up turning on each other.
Ah.
That is another possible outcome of leaving them here without their food."
I'm gonna sheathe my dagger and go. Yeesh.
Maybe we should let Gunnar decide.
Yes, I think this is Gunnar's choice. Cannibal Hunger Games? Or what?
What's the Hunger Games?
Figure of speech.
We don't know that we killed their mother. There could be another one somewhere else.
It's true.
Gunnar, if you feel strongly about not killing them, I will support you. If what you say and what Molester says about them not necessarily being a threat, then you alright? Are you okay, Rob?
Yeah.
You seem to be laughing a lot.
Just read a message.
What's happening?
I felt their emotions and their thoughts, and there's no anger, just a need to survive. Kips, can I leave your bugs here for them?
Of course, I'm sure there will be other things to feed on later on. You certainly can leave all nourishment of mine anyway. I cannot speak for the remaining of your friends.
I'm gonna take out the box of bugs that I have and just like empty them onto the ground into the cave.
Remember, soon after they feed, if they have any intelligence, they will probably simply look for more food elsewhere. And that can mean toward us or away from us. Simply can be up to chance. And if they find food, then we have safety.
Good.
That was all in the head, wasn't it?
Yeah, that is a telepathic conversation, correct?
We can't stand around here. Not like this. We need to keep going. Wow, I sounded like Rook for a second there. It was kind of scary.
Yeah, you're growing a beard.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me, I'm ugly, I haven't shaved. I'm ready to go.
Rook?
Yes, well, the party's spoken. Sure.
That doesn't mean your opinion isn't valid.
Leave these creatures here to feast on one another and someone else.
I sheathe my dagger and say, hopefully only one or two of them survive.
Maybe we can just block the path that we take. Mind you, if we need to get out in a rush, it's probably not a good idea. I don't know. I still think we're gonna die here.
Maybe not. I do need to tell you something. And I take off the hat and I hand it over to you. Or hand it all out.
You were wearing this before.
Yes, it can teleport you.
What do you mean?
Potentially out of here.
Where to?
Wherever you want to go,
What do you mean?
it can cast teleport once a day.
Like wherever I want.
Yeah.
Do I have to have been there before?
Ooh, it's probably a good idea. You can try. If you've got something from there, it will be an instant success.
Do we all go or just one?
You know how I have that spell that lets me see other people?
Yeah.
It's like that, except it doesn't just take your mind there, it takes you there as well. So when I have something of theirs, it is easier for me to find them. It's the same thing with this spell.
Do I know how the teleportation spell works?
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like.
Can I also make that check?
Sure.
And just so you know, like, if we had to like scale spells on like say a 0 to 9, it's a 7.
Okay.
So it's really powerful.
I've never really been good at maths.
It's the number that comes after 6,
Oh,
and
I
the
knew
number
that
that comes before 8.
okay.
So it's really high, really strong.
Okay.
What is your roll?
What's not really high or strong is my Arcana roll, for a total of 7.
A 7? Look, it's the description of what Gunnar has said seems fairly straightforward. The potency of the spell, or just essentially what it can do, what its potential is, you have no idea. You've not read or heard of anything like this before. The teleportation circle that Fariso had made is probably the closest connection you have, but it took a while to cast, and it needed specific materials and stuff. You're not sure what the circumstances are with using this spell.
Yeah, okay.
What did you get?
A 10.
Yeah, same thing.
Do we know if it would take more than one of us?
Yes, it will.
How
Well,
many? All of us?
If I had to guess, I would say maybe 8. No more than that.
And can we teleport to a fixed location? Don't we already have a teleportation circle?
If you know the
house?
teleportation circle, it's also an instant success, but you have to have studied that, I think. You have to know it intimately.
Is the one not at our home sufficient?
Did we look at it? Did you look at it, Amara? I
I
didn't get a
was
chance.
in that room while you guys were doing whatever you were doing for a long time.
I didn't get a chance. We were,
I was in there for a lot. I was in there while you guys.
I meant I didn't get a chance to look at it. I don't know if you did.
Oh, I mean, I stood in that room for a while.
Did you memorize the circle?
I don't think so. I wasn't really looking at the circle. I was being quite
So
impatient.
it'll help. It'll probably succeed or get you close if you've been there. But it's harder the less familiar you are with the room. But the instant successes are if you studied the circle or you have something that is from that place. So, did you get your clothes from your temple?
Yes.
So you could go there.
What about Osei's amulet? I have that.
Where's that from?
She was wearing it. I don't know where it's from, but if it's from where she's from,
That's a bit of a roll of the dice.
I've had enough of these figurative speeches.
You know what a dice is?
Yeah, I know, but
It's a gamble, I mean. I don't know if that will work.
okay, I don't want to think about this right now. We've got a lot of stuff to do, and I don't even know if we're going to survive, so
Well, I think Rook was suggesting we could leave if you wanted to.
we could. I could get us probably back to my temple. I know it well enough. I spent my whole life there.
Then maybe this is best to be with you. And
I don't want to wear it.
I wear a hat. We can match. Yours has a cool feather.
Rook, I would be okay with you wearing the hat. I can shadow jump to you and get the hat if I need it.
sure.
Just stay in the shadows.
The hat doesn't really suit my aesthetic.
She also jumps around a lot and it'll just fall off.
Yeah, and I wear a hood a lot of the time.
Those aren't compatible with hats.
Apparently.
Yeah, it would look strange. Thorum would look good in a hat.
No, he's got horns.
Molestra, what do you think? Would Rook look good in a hat?
I do.
No, Rook.
I think I think he would look quite grand. Yes.
Well,
Ew, gross.
There you go, Rook.
weird question.
Yeah.
Outside of, am I able to use my hood up while I'm wearing that?
Yep.
Okay.
You sure can.
I'll take the hat then and put it back on.
Does the hood not
Thank
have a
you.
weird triangle thing about it though?
Are you wearing it over the hood or under the hood?
I feel like under
Either
the
way,
hood's
it's terrible.
weird, yeah.
What kind of hat is it? Is it
It's
like
just
my hat?
Triangle hat.
Turn them
It's
right.
a
like a witch
triangular leather
Turn them.
hat. Not a witch hat, no.
It's like a
Hood.
Robin Hood hat.
Robin
No,
Hood
it's
hat.
like a bit of a Robin Hood hat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes sort of up
Oh,
only slightly.
I don't want to wear it. Looks
You
dumb.
should wear it over the hood. That'll be
Such
cool.
a powerful spell, but just worse looking hat.
It's got a
No wonder it was
feather
on
in
the
it.
wall.
So under or over, Rook?
If you want, I can wear it.
Under.
You
Under?
can wear two hats.
No, I'll just take off my other hat.
Well,
Look.
I don't care who wears the hat. Someone wear the hat.
I've already put it on.
Okay, so Rook puts on the hat. You don't feel any different. You look different, but with that hood over the top as well, you have this this definite adventurer's look about you. One that would never miss an opportunity to wear new attire. Yes.
Oh,
It's
you
not-
remind me of that guy that we knew. What was his name? He was friends with Barclays.
Bavolo.
Bavolo, yeah, you look like Bavolo.
Excellent.
He's dead now.
Yeah, but he still looked like something at one point.
What are we going to say, Thor?
I think that's brilliant. Now your hat won't get rained. Like wet if you get rained on.
Yeah.
Lots of space. You should probably take that off if we ever go back to Shan, though. Sometimes we get in the paper and you wouldn't want them to paint you.
I'm setting a new trend. You'll be
Anyway,
thanking this hat when we save.
Can we keep going now? Is that okay? Can we keep walking? This is weird.
You know,
Yes.
Amara, it is once per day, so we could leave and come back. If we take a rock from here, we can come back here
You're right, we could.
instantly.
Does the one hat teleport all of us?
Yes.
Not you. It can't teleport Dragonborn, so you'll have to stay.
That's fine, as long as I don't have
Got
to
it.
wear it.
That was a joke. He knows I'm kidding.
Don't listen to him. He's being mean.
I'm not being mean. He likes jokes, Amara. You should try it sometime.
I'm not very funny.
Just try.
No.
Who's there?
Me.
Me who?
That just sounded funny. I don't know why.
Yeah, you're right, it did. That was good. I like that one. So what do you think?
Oh, right. I think we should keep moving for now.
Okay.
This is a lot.
Alright.
I think here's what I think. If you really want to know.
Really, really want to know?
Okay. Sorry, I'm buffering in my head now. I think we should continue forward, and I think we do as someone in our group suggested. We're not really in our group, but someone here suggested, and find a spot where we know the army is going to meet up with us, and if it turns out that we actually have to wait there, then maybe that's when we teleport away. We come back in like 8 hours after a rest, and then we wait there again, and we can do that as many times as we have to until the army get there.
We should probably take the... I point at them, the people we just saved.
No, it's okay. We don't want to be a burden. We don't want to be a burden to you. It's
But you're a voter.
That's okay, you kind of are.
we're. I think she can make a joke. Just so you know.
No,
that
that was just her.
Oh, okay. Well, we can find our own way out now, and we will be safe. So while we appreciate the request or the suggestion for the accompaniment, no, we'll be all right. We actually do have other things to do. We want to find the face of Paz. We don't know where that is, but
The what?
the face of.
I can explain that to you. It sounds pretty cool. Speaking of that, if you learn more about it, or if anything of interest happens, if you can't contact me via message or something in my head, then you can write to me. I would like to hear more about it.
What's your address?
You can write to the Temple of Ilyanar in Shan.
Oh,
It's P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
I've never heard that address in my life.
I've forgotten that.
likewise.
It's P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way,
but-
Sydney.
I might not be there for a while,
Okay.
but
Is there someone we can keep the writing to?
I mean, you can address it to me. The people there, someone will know. who
Okay.
I am.
Thank you. Yeah, we will. Any more information about?
My surname's Sanari.
Is this?
Okay, thank
Just
you.
in case you
Is
need
this from
both
this one?
names.
Thank you. We'll let you know, I guess, as a gesture of thanks from us and from the old collective in Zalargo. Thank you, and fare thee well. Thank you very much.
Cool.
And he sort of gives a half bow while the other three,
Don't get bored on the way out.
and they also bow in
For
unison.
the frostbite.
And they start to move in the opposite direction of where you came from.
There's some traps that way.
Oh, thank you. We'll look out.
Don't fall down the crack.
Say crack again.
Silence as they move away from you, out past that large fist in the stone that the golem set off, and around the corner and out of sight. Molestra turns to you all and says, "What have we decided on the eggs?"
They live.
Then
Well, whoever doesn't get eaten will live.
then shall we continue?
Maybe we could leave them the hat and they could teleport.
That's not funny, Gunnar.
He doesn't say that. I was just fucking with you.
Yes, let's keep moving.
Very well. And she leads the charge now with the golem beside her. She turns, however, and says, "I only have several more hours in which I can continue the spell before I must rest. I can maintain the spell's effects like I promised, right up until we get to this Stelnakel. But I must rest before, just
I
so
think we should all
everyone
rest before.
is aware."
I agree.
Yeah, I actually was trying to do that earlier, but you guys left me behind.
Don't rest in the middle of a cabin where there's driders.
I was just having a short rest. I wasn't having a sleep.
Okay, we'll do that soon.
She goes straight towards these 5 tunnels that lead away. One straight, the other slightly curved to the right and left, the other 2 a bit further along. Off center, but the left goes around and then down a set of stairs, each of them having no more of these tracks for these carts on them. Now very uneven rock, a lot more natural looking, maybe simply just not used very much at all. But all of them fairly well lit, like I described.
I'm going to turn to Vessel.
Valsa.
Valsa.
Vessel.
Vessel. Come on, Valsa.
Vessel.
I'm going to say, which of these tunnels is the one?
Depends on where you want to go.
I want to find the mother matron.
Well, in that case, you want to go the tunnel to the left of the center.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
It's not good.
Can I speak to Molestra? When
Oh. It's a 14.
A 14? Okay.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
The drow seems to be fairly matter of fact at the moment. That very much uncaring tone he's having is continuing, so that nothing has changed. There's no inflection change that you can tell to feel like it would be I guess leading you astray.
Okay. And that's the tunnel we'll take.
We should send the golem down first.
Yes.
The golem, with Molestra's moving hand, strides forth and continues down this tunnel. The immediate tunnel on the left-hand side goes probably the most decline, in the most decline, so about 30-degree angle. In fact, it gets to probably a particular point about maybe 60 feet ahead, 65 feet, before it simply stops and turns, and this faceless front of its head simply looks back, and Molestra strides forward, just gesturing you all to wait for a moment. And she comes back maybe a minute later. This goes straight down.
You mean like a drop? Like we fall?
Indeed.
Velsa, what the fuck?
You said you wished to go to Tel Narkel. This is one of their ways.
Is it the safest way?
He sort of gives you a bit of a grin. It is like them to force someone else's hand and provide challenges. That's what they do. That's what we do. We provide challenges to others, to ourselves, to overcome or fail and die trying, or simply get turned by loath into those creatures you slew. It's simply a challenge.
How deep is this hole?
Sorry, but just before you go. Come
If
on.
we were to push you into this hole, how far would you fall before you hit the ground? Same question.
Yeah, what he said. But
What they
nicer.
said. We should push him down.
No, wait.
If you do this, then it will be again just another drow that dies in Krona Peak.
Seriously, how far down?
I haven't looked. It's not like the drow have a particular depth that they dig their holes.
That seems
Maybe-
unsafe.
Maybe you should probably start doing that so you can measure things. I have like a whole bunch of feather tokens, guys. We can just jump off.
I have 10 of them, but I don't know if that will help us. It didn't really help you.
When? Oh, I didn't have it in my hand and I didn't activate it. That's why.
Melestra,
Maybe we should give one to him.
I don't want to.
Wait, can you fly?
Yes?
Can you like break your fall by like slow falling?
No, that's not an ability that wizards have.
I mean, I can do it, but I don't.
Why didn't you just use the token?
I just mean as a failsafe,
Oh.
in case it doesn't work. Sorry, Rob, I interrupted you.
Go on.
do you understand anything about the Mother Matron?
I have not met one, if that's what you ask.
And is she a Drider as well?
No, a drow.
From what the descriptions of what I have read about them, queens, like the king of Brel, Boranel, this matron seems to simply be the queen of theirs.
Did you just say theirs like it's not your queen?
This is Melestra talking.
Oh, whoops.
That's all right. That's right. I just want to make sure. Yeah. No, you're right.
Sorry, I'm really sleepy.
Then, if she is to be a Drow, then she would be of the Fae, yes?
Drow are somewhat fey in their ancestry. Yes, they have some blood in their veins that would indicate such. What are you planning, Ranger? Valsa says to you.
His name's Rock. You should really start addressing people by their names. It's quite rude.
Yeah, Vassal.
I need to have a little bit of a break first.
I apologize. I didn't know we were on first name terms.
I mean, we were friends for a while.
Do you want me to... Do you want to check?
What do you mean?
The hole.
I mean, do you mean throw him down it?
No, me. I'll go down.
Let's just... Rook looks like he's doing something. I can see him, like, studying all of this stuff. I feel like... Let's find out what he wants to do first. Because he might be able to detect certain creatures within a radius.
Yeah, so I hold my hand out, the one that's the bow, and it starts glowing, that silvery colour, the veins start showing through, and I'm using primal awareness, and I can detect any fey creatures within 6 miles.
Oh.
Sorry, no, it's 1 mile, it's not my favourite terrain.
So,
As you close your eyes and your hand hovers over the rock just before the drop, your awareness expands and you see through rock, stone. You can't see beyond that any creature that would be apart from this pulsating light directly next to you in Valsa.
Valsa, I have a suspicion that you're lying to us.
In what manner?
I can't detect any fey creatures with up to 1 mile. When you say that she's after this drop.
Quite a bit after. This is simply a challenge that they provide, perhaps a test to see if you're worthy to get into her presence.
I reckon we see if he's worthy. Let's kick him.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
Kick him down the
Go
hole.
on, let me insight check. I'm gonna get 19.
19, okay. Let me just send you something.
Hey, secrets.
Can you read it out for everyone on the stream?
Ha ha ha.
That was beautiful. So, do you think we should? Are you planning on? Should Gunner go down, Rock?
I don't know.
Were you planning on making yourself fly, Gunner?
No, I was going to test this feather token and I hold it up.
But what were you gonna do if it didn't work?
I can fly.
Yeah, well, that's what I was asking you.
Well, I'm not going to do that first. Sorry, I misunderstood the question.
Okay, the reason I ask is because you could go down regardless, and fly back up.
Yeah, but I'm going to try this token first.
Yeah, but like maybe it's worth us investigating what's down here anyway.
Well, I'm going to, with this
Well-
token.
Yeah, but just what do you think, Rob?
What's the difference? If it fails, I'll fly down. If it doesn't, then I'll float
Why
down.
can't dragonborns fly?
You don't have any wings. I also asked this question quite a lot. I think
What
you
about Kibbs? Can we send Kibbs down?
He'll go with me.
But if you don't need to, Kibbs can fly. Doesn't need spells or anything.
No, he doesn't. But I'm also not going to send Kips down there by himself.
That's fair.
It was very noble, Gunner. Do you need some kind of push, or should we throw you down into the hole?
I'll jump with the token in my hand.
Before you do so, is there any Let's cast a spell.
I'm pressing the token.
Oh yeah, you do it. You did it. Go for it.
Alright.
I'll jump and after a second or two I'll click the...
Okay.
Takes a second and a half till you hit the ground.
You don't even look as to the depth of this.
Actually, I'll
Drop, please.
I'll also activate my thought form. So, light.
Okay, then correct me with something while I describe what happens. So as you...
Wrong.
Okay, well that doesn't happen. As you drop down, you just take a simple step and just fall. You count. How long before you're changing form?
Immediate. As soon as I press the button, I'll
So just a couple of seconds?
yeah, no more than 2 seconds.
Okay.
Change.
Yeah. So you drop and you count 1, and then on 2, two things happen simultaneously. The button presses, and your form changes. Is it a spell, the changing of your form?
No.
What would it be classified as? Ability?
An ability, yeah.
Class or racial?
Class.
Class ability.
Yeah.
Good to know. The button on the feather token does not take effect. For some reason, pressing it does nothing as you see darkness.
Cool.
You know for a moment before you start having that build-up of anxiety and panic in your form that it should have, and that something's preventing it, and that this darkness is not natural. And your thought form takes hold. Levitate, fly abilities, what does this form give you? Just
None of those.
and you fall. And you are familiar with this feeling, having only experienced it hours before, but this so far does not seem to have an end, and you are 5 seconds in. What's everyone else doing? You've been falling for almost a round. And then you hear your own echo through this place.
Should he have jumped?
Well, I was going to ask him to hold on to this rope, so. We would know how far it would be, and if you hit the ground, we could climb down.
I'm gonna grab the other end of that rope and jump after it.
Okay.
Before you.
No. Do you want to do that, or do you want to wait? I mean, there's a bit of prep there, so just in case you just wanted to do it.
Yeah, I grabbed the other end of the rope. On the way down, I go, tie it off. How far behind him am I?
6 seconds.
Yeah, about 5 or 6 seconds behind.
So, if he's falling at
TPK.
9.8 meters per second, and he accelerates normally, I should be within 60 feet of it.
Correct.
Okay.
Math guy. That's amazing. However, as you jump and you hold on to this other end of the rope that Rook is holding, Rook,
How many? I imagine I've got it like this, and I'm feeling it go.
Yep. I need you to make a strength check, please, because you'll need to.
I'm not planning on holding on to this if it runs out.
Okay. It runs out.
He's fully kitted out in armor. He's going to drag me.
In which case, instinctively, you because of that sudden understanding of the weight that would force you to hold on to, your hands open.
Rook, what are you doing?
I can't hold on to that. The idiot jumped. We were supposed to tie it off on something before he leapt.
Oh my gosh.
It's like the smarter one, apparently.
Molester, can you do something? Don't jump! Don't you jump!
And she goes in. And
Let's wait for a sound.
she falls. And then go on.
Can I see the ground?
Absolutely not. It is dark, and you are falling.
And
Gunny,
two
you are
people
falling
survive.
at the same time,
Yes.
and so far, still, you do not feel a landing or solid anywhere.
Can I see the edges?
Make a perception check.
Can I make a suggestion? If we're jumping in headlong for this, maybe jump head first. If we do hit the ground, you die quicker.
Fuck.
I don't know if I want to jump.
If I want to die.
I definitely don't want to die. Should we just wait to hear, hopefully, a sound hit the bottom? I mean, not hopefully a sound, but hopefully we hear an end.
Can I look down into the darkness? Are they just completely outside now?
You do not see them at all.
I light a torch and Mara, check. Keep an eye on our friend.
As someone who dabbles in shadow arts and has the ability to make magical darkness, does it look the same as what I can cast? Rook, I wouldn't throw the torch down there. This darkness is magical. That won't help.
Maybe it'll bop one of the idiots on the head when it gets to him.
Rook.
Are we still falling?
12. I had a perception of 12.
You don't see anything beyond this black ink that surrounds you, this cool air, inviting cool air. Kips is close by, holding on, with its claws digging into you, into your clothes. You can feel it scraping the skin. You're both still falling.
I'm going to try and use my light cantrip on my sigil to illuminate through the darkness.
While I'm checking something, what are you guys doing? Malestra has jumped in.
I am going to shout down the hole and say, message us when you get to the bottom, and then we'll jump.
If Malestra's jumped in without concern, then she must have identified something.
If Malestra jumped in without concern, then she has something to stop her from dying.
I don't believe she would let us just fall to our deaths.
I thought the same about Grasso.
Yes, well, I had the same concerns of Malestra as I had of Frieza.
Should we kick Velsa down there?
Well, if we're going to all die, we may as well die together. Come on, cheer up.
I'm
We've got
not
this.
jumping down there. Not until I know what's down there. Not until I hear something.
The light? What spell level is the light that you're casting? Or is it simply, again, an ability?
It's a cantrip, but I'll give it all I got.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, nice.
You concentrate as much as you can on this spell while just your stomach is flipping over and over as you are just descending at an incredible rate which you've not really experienced before, and at this height, and it just dissipates. And you know for a fact that whatever is happening with this darkness, it's something in the air that caused that cantrip to just not take effect.
I'm gonna kick Velsa down there.
Crack! You just, with one foot, slam into the back of his backside, essentially, and he stumbles forward, looks behind as he falls, and as he looks behind, he just gives you the most blank stare and drops and disappears.
I'm gonna just pace for a second, and in my head I'm gonna be like focusing on my my inner voice called Sonari, and I'm just gonna be like, I don't know, waiting for some form of intuitive sign to tell me whether the fuck I should jump or not.
Okay. What are you doing, Rook?
We're gonna have to do this.
I don't want to.
I'm waiting on you.
I don't want
I kneel over the edge and I'm just waiting for Amhara to get ready, and as I'm doing that, I just grab something out of my rucksack just to check on them.
Can we hear anything?
There's no sound.
Don't get any form of sign, nothing.
Do I get a sense that this darkness is preventing the magic from the feather token from working, or something
I'll
else?
get you to make an Arcana check while you're falling to find out.
Casual checking.
I'm gonna use my
Mm-hmm.
jiggy because I did not roll well. 14.
Darkness as a spell wouldn't prevent this feather token to not form or formulate. Other spells can.
I'll click it again.
And as you click, whatever initial magic had forced it not to activate seems to have now passed as you feel yourself slow to a gentle fall. What was that?
It was Siri.
Amazing.
She's come back again.
Can I hear him clicking his featherfall token?
From 60 feet away.
No.
But you will pass me very, very soon.
And only moments happen, and it does occur, whereby you see this form below you quickly come towards you, faster and faster, and a floating, slowly descending gunner appears.
Glowing.
I'm going to use my token.
Click.
Yeah.
And a glowing form is in front of you. And Molestra floats as well, only maybe half a minute later. And she is beside you now. And as well as that, like a mixture of liquids would take away some colour and form others, the darkness starts to become lighter and lighter, and wisps of that magical energy seem to fall away from you and stay in the air as you suddenly then know your surroundings a little bit clearer. Although still dark, you find yourselves seeing an end point, a surface. And slowly, you land on dark grey stone.
Can I try to estimate? I understand it probably would be quite difficult because I was in pitch black. How far I fell, like based on my speed, that kind of thing.
It'll probably need to be probably something like a survival check, but I'll get you to do it at disadvantage.
Sure.
What are you two doing? Oh, go on, please.
How many seconds does it take for old mate to hit the ground?
Oh no! I'm Bear Grylls!
For,
As you land, as a silent rock would crack open, you see this webbed form slam onto the grey stone stairs that seem to be making up the floor of this place.
Oh no!
And the body shatters. And you hear the cracking of bone as Valsa is no more.
I'm going to turn to Gunnar and say, it'll be ours. Good things these featherfall tokens were. So don't look at it. Seriously, don't look at it.
Alright.
I'm gonna call down. Gunnar? Thorum?
Yeah, we're fine.
You hear nothing. You hear nothing back.
I rolled an 18 total. Survival check. Somehow I'm just like that lady in that meme, like triangles and.
It still could be
triangles.
anywhere between 1 to 4 miles. You got one? And as far as your awareness is of history, knowledge, dwarves don't go that deep. They just never have had the time in the race's existence to discover anything further than maybe half a kilometre through sheer rock. What are you doing, Amara and Rook?
I'm still waiting for Amara.
Do we go?
I don't know what else to do. They've already
we-
jumped.
Do we use the Featherfall tokens?
That's the only safeguard we have. But
I'm gonna take out 2 of them. Just to be extra cautious. After you.
I'll cast sending to Amara.
Let me just check something about that.
And we all should check our posture, just FYI.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. Okay. What do you say?
Oh my god. Veltha is dead. Like, he's really dead. We're fine though. The tokens work.
Is he 100% dead? I'll check.
Right. Gunnar's voice enters your mind and says those words. And Thora, make me a medicine check, please.
If you roll a 1, this would be so funny. He's alive!
That's a 9.
A 9?
John just wrote, he's just resting.
He's had a long fall. He needs to rest.
For the rest of his
life.
days.
Forever.
Feeling around for the vitals. through the blood and the bones sticking out of legs and arms. You seem to almost feel a pulse. You think that there is life still.
I'm going to stand up and turn to Gunnar and say, I think I might be able to save him, but it will cost us dearly.
I think you should do it.
I'm going to cast at 4th level. Actually, no, at 3rd level.
He's my friend.
Yeah.
Save him. Like you saved O'Fay.
I'm going to cast another Cure Wounds.
Alright.
Cure wounds. Fuck.
Cure broken body.
Cure life.
This might work.
Cure death.
Try mouth to mouth. That's what John said.
That is 19 points of healing.
Okay, as you put your hand on his broken body and instill the healing of Ado divinely as it has, the body doesn't move, bones don't seem to reconnect and wounds don't seem to heal over. It seems as that, in fact, there is no life left in Valsa.
You're not
Yeah.
very good at this, are you?
I gestured to him and I said, if they're crushed beyond belief or set on fire, it makes it a lot harder. Why don't any of our enemies ever die of old age?
You can bring people back from the dead if they die from old age.
It's easier than this, and I gestured to the mush in front of me.
He had so much left to give.
No, I think we're here now. Oh, you mean generally? Yes. Yes, he'll be missed.
We won't be.
So you heard that from Gunnar, Amara.
Wait, Rook. You just came through in my head. Gunnar. What? Gunnar just messaged me. He said the tokens work. I didn't give any to Valsa. Therefore, he is dead.
It's such a loss.
I don't feel great about it.
Can I ask? What did he say specifically?
He said, Valsa is dead. Like, really dead. The tokens work.
Tokens?
Oh, like... Oh. I think so. I'm gonna hold two.
He must be speaking of the Federal tokens.
Yeah, no, that's what he... That's what
Did he use more than one then?
I don't know. I'm gonna take two, just in case. Can't hurt. I have 20 of them. I can
I
give you some if you need some.
Oh, I've got 20 of them as well.
Okay, well...
As I'm rummaging through the pack, I grab my Cactus Pete.
Cactus Pete.
Prickly Pete.
Come on, don't be offensive.
Jeez.
And I just make sure he's secure.
Alright. He's, as far as you can tell, he's very, very, very well bound. So he's not going to seem to have any damage caused.
Okay.
Up to you.
Let's do this. And I pull out a couple of the tokens beside him. Ladies first.
I said after you, sir.
Or rock, paper, scissors you.
No, I think you should just go first. It would be the nice thing to do.
And I turn and jump.
Alright. As you jump down into the black,
I'm just like,
the feather tokens do not activate. As you fall further and further down into darkness, not being able to see anything, not even being able to see each other, only meters away. And the fall takes you.
I grabbed a handful of them. I'll try using another one.
Doesn't seem to activate at the moment in the
I'm just
pitch blackness.
consistently...
Yep, pressing them. You hear a voice in your head, Rook, of a familiar dwarf. One that you've heard only once before, while you almost became dust, and whom saved you. And you feel your hand where the gift had been given just become even more like metal, like steel. And you hear the voice say, "Be careful. Silver-tongued and outside of my realm, she will entice." And then the echo fades from your mind as you continue to fall. Amara, a whisper passes your head. Then Sonari speaks as you fall, and she says, brave. A brave thing. But that is what they look for. That is what she looks for. Do not succumb to her. You are in her realm now. And Thorum, as you finish that cure wound spell and feel...
Shut the fuck up, Siri. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Siri's
No.
Siri's giving us business advice. We're never using a HomePod again.
You
Alright,
can
As
turn
a
that
speaker.
feature off.
that's alright. So, Thorum, as you finish your spell, you also hear the golden mace and the voice of Dorabaliux speak, weak and distant. He says, she is here. A great power. Know your faith, Dragonborn. Know what is true and what lies beyond. The lies and truths will mix. Be wary. And do not forget the task. And finally, after minutes of falling, once more in panic, you press that button on the feather token, and your falling slows to a point of gentle floating downward, and you see below you grey light and a large grey staircase of stone, and you land next to your companions, Malestra, who has landed, and the still body of Valsa, almost broken into three.
Still a pulse.
As you look around, there is a grey mist that surrounds you. One that forces you to look in all directions but not be able to see beyond mere meters. And but for this staircase that leads upward. The stairs themselves, a meter each in height. And smooth, well-made granite. Well-fashioned. You seem to be on the landing that leads upward. And the stairs continue to rise beyond a grey mist, again about 50 steps high.
Whoa. Velsa really is dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Didn't really mean to do that. Like, I meant to push him. Didn't mean for him to die like that. He seemed quite confident this was normal. Thought maybe there would be something to catch him.
There was. I gestured at the rocky outcrop he landed on.
Hey, I just realized something, and I didn't realize it was this literal, but we just fell like miles through dark, right?
I guess.
And now it's above us, right?
Yeah.
So
We've
we're
done that before.
so we're under dark.
Ah,
That's where it gets its name from.
right.
Not quite. You hear an echo in the room around you. No. That is not where you are. You see the grey smoke from about halfway up the staircase billow outward as a dark and light grey dressed woman steps forth. Pale, pale skin. Medium in height, this dress flowing like the smoke that trails behind it. This crown of bone and silver. And silver around her dress adorns her as well. These bracelets covering her entire forearms, this thin, beautiful alabaster skin. As she steps down, almost floats downward from each step. And as she gets closer, I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is this a spell?
It's not. No, it's not a spell that's being cast. No.
I'm rolling twice because I get advantage.
Yep.
So you're aware. Which dice do I want to use? Oh no.
What'd you get?
21.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
20.
20. Okay. So, and Melestra. Instinctively, without thought, Amara, you just cannot help but be in such awe of this figure. And you kneel
You love her.
in pure terror of this presence. And Melestra beside you does the same. Well, some of you know obedience. When you are in my lair, in my home, you will submit. Whether it is now or later. You all succeeded. All but one. For this I gift you power. I gift you strength. You passed a great test. So why you should not be rewarded? For I, who am I not to give this gift? And as you feel yourselves either submit to this figure or stand and simply look at her, you feel yourselves indeed refill your spell slots, and all your health is back to normal, and full health returns to you.
Whoa.
And as such, even then, your strength becomes more, and you feel yourselves almost be enveloped by whatever power she's instilling, this beam of energy that's forcing you all to just expand yourselves. And she says, "For I am loath, and you are now here. And through this gift that she has bestowed, you will all level up to level
Yes.
11, and that is where we'll leave it for the evening."
Oh no! I do have a question.
Yeah, please.
Am I like do I have any conditions? Am I
You are
frightened?
considered frightened.
Okay, I was like, you fucking say charmed. I'm gonna be so upset. No,
Considered
it's all good.
frightened.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Oh, everyone clap Michele, please.
Thank you, everybody, for sticking around and joining us. We hope you enjoyed the session. And our party, Fate to Grip, is level 11 now.
That's my lucky number.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because I was born 11/11.
Oh, there we go. That's amazing. Well, let's see how lucky level 11 treats you. And
Saz just said that this episode was totally worth sticking around for.
thank
Which
you.
is really cool.
Thank you very much.
Calamity said, "Oh, we just casually messing with Wolf now." Yeah.
It's going to be interesting chat next week. It'll be great. Lots to take in from this session. I know it's very RP heavy, but hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves. I know I had lots of fun.
It was nice to sit next to this guy.
Yeah. Before I go on,
2 questions.
Yes.
First question, can we roll our HP?
yes, yeah, I'll do that after the stream. Yeah.
And second question, that message I sent you today,
Yes.
did that make you go,
No.
when I mentioned LOL?
No.
You're not as smart as you think.
No, I didn't know we were gonna face LOL. I was just being silly.
No, that's fair.
I'm just gonna sit here and level up. if
Yeah, you
don't
do
mind.
that. While our players level up, unless there's any other parting words from anybody, I'll just want to say thank you. Thank you again for the subs this evening. Follow us on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with our shenanigans. But have an amazing evening, and we'll see everybody next week. Thank you. Much appreciated. Have a
So,
good night.
guys, thank you.
Thank you.